All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Three Essential Questions. I am Pam Myers, and with Pam Myers Social Media, my co-host is Erica Yoakum with Virtual Personal Assistants. And we do this every Thursday morning, and we record our segments and then share them on social media. We have various guests throughout our New Mexico community, and to this morning, and we always ask them the same three essential questions. And this morning we have three lovely gentlemen from the New Mexico Gay Men's Chorus that we are thrilled to have on this morning. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So happy to have you all join us. I'm going to start with the first question then. So, and not sure if you all are going to take turns answering or if you all want to answer this, but what have you learned about yourselves during this whole COVID pandemic?
My name is Aaron Howe. I'm the artistic director of the New Mexico Gay Men's Chorus, and this would have been coming up. We just finished my 10th year with the New Mexico Gay Men's Chorus, and I was about to start on my 11th year. So, I had envisioned kind of, that I was going to be going, to greater heights and doing all sorts of new things. We were going to go to our 40th anniversary. But I guess what I have learned about myself through this is that I am capable of adapting to new circumstances. I had kind of thought to myself, yes, I was going to try to do bigger and better stuff with New Mexico Gay Men's Chorus, but I kind of just saw it all within the context of doing it the same way I have always done it, but just bigger and better, with more resources, with more community reach. But when this happened, it really kind of punched me, and I felt like for a second they're like, what am I going to do? All the things, all the resources, all the talents, my experience has not led me to be able to handle this. And so for a while I was a little bit depressed, but then I decided that I had to find a way through, or I had to get out of music entirely. And so I did find that adapting to rehearsing with our singers virtually using conferences, Zoom conferences, and also producing choral music using individual recordings that we mix and edit together was our path forward. We didn't really think that we could get together until there is a vaccine and treatment. So because it is so much more very dangerous for singers to be in the same room with each other. But I did learn about myself that despite my advanced age of 47 years old, that I could make a rather abrupt change in how I teach, direct, and create my art.
It's interesting that you say leave music entirely. I don't think that would have been an option for you. I mean, only because I know enough musicians that it's air. It's it's water, it's life. You could leave, you could walk away for a while, but you would have figured out a way to come back, because I think it's you can't just walk away. As King George would say, I wasn't aware that was something a person could do. So I'm glad you stuck it out and adapted. That's fantastic. 47. Shut up, baby. You look fantastic, by the way. So how have you guys responded to the situation? I mean, obviously you just said you're using the Zoom sessions and that type of thing. So as a whole, what are you guys? Are you putting on performances and doing that kind of thing? So how are you shifting to this new world?
Yeah, hi, this is Jim. I'm the board chair for the chorus and a singer. And there's a quote from RuPaul that says, when the going gets tough, the tough reinvent themselves. Mm-hmm. And I think it took us a little while, but we really embraced that. There's a bevy of online performances and wow. events that a lot of groups are doing. And we've done that. We've created 2 virtual chorus pieces, all recorded from the comfort of our own homes, and volunteers have mixed and video edited them. And it's funny because they've actually gotten more views than some of our public concerts here in town.
Yeah.
So
Go figure.
we're missing our locals, we're missing our family, but we're doing different and bigger things. And we're planning a full season of virtual events next year.
Wow, that's
doing
great.
what we do bigger and better, but we're still making music. Our mission is to change lives through music, and we're continuing to embrace that.
Mhm. I think we've all been struggling. Everybody has been struggling to reinvent everything that we've known, because none of us have ever been through this before. It's new for everybody, and so everybody has been just struggling with how to get through it, how to reinvent, how to repackage, and come out of this in a better way.
And
Or
the struggle is ongoing because most people who are involved in the arts, performing arts, I should say, really gather a lot of strength and energy from working with other people.
Right.
And especially for like live performance like choirs and orchestras, theaters, there is a synergy that happens when you are in the same room with somebody and you can harmonize with them and create this sound, and it really feeds your artistic soul. And that has actually been absent, really, in a meaningful way as we are going forward. So even though we have made this shift to creating online music, it's still a struggle for our singers to show up to a rehearsal where they don't get to hear everybody else sing. They don't get to hear what it sounds like blending their voices in the throng. And also they don't get to hear what the final product sounds like until the very end of the process. So sometimes it's weeks or months before they get to see the fruits of their labors, because a lot of the production value happens afterwards, taking all the individual videos, stripping the audio out of it, mixing it into a program, going back and forth, listening to see what we can do, and then taking all the videos and putting it together in a presentation that's exciting. It can be daunting, and for the members it can be a struggle sometimes. But I want to give credit to them that their love for the New Mexico Gay Men's Chorus and for arts performance has kept them coming and kept them doing it. Even when it is not giving them back the same, artistic satisfaction that it used to.
Wow. Thank you for delving into that, Aaron. That's really, I just can't even imagine the technical work behind the scenes that it takes to put all that together. And then, like you said, everybody dealing with their own stuff why they're at home trying to muster the energy
Right.
that they would normally
That's another
have.
thing. Charlie can talk about this. Charlie's
Yeah,
our
please.
chorus president. We've actually created a task force that kind of helps with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my name is Charlie Brinkman. I'm the chorus president, and we're really concerned about how our members can use the technology in order to participate. Some are really struggling with, how to use Zoom and all of these new little things that we have in life that we've just become accustomed to now.
Right.
And how to do recordings and how to upload the recordings. And when you do a recording by yourself and you're just listening to the music in your ear and you're singing just by your lonesome into that little phone, it sounds so horrible. And you go, oh, do it again, do it again, do it again. And finally, at one point, I just said, I'm just sending this in, forget it. And through the magic of sound mixing and recording techniques, it's just a wonderful thing. And so we just did a poll of the chorus members to see how many chorus members really wanted some help with understanding how to use technology and how to be connected to the chorus. And so we had 8 members say that they really wanted some help. The really good part is we had 15 members say that they wanted to help people. And so that is the wonderful strength of our chorus. I think people really look at it as a family who we really want to try to take care of each other and we really want to be present to each other and encourage each other, even if we can't be present with each other.
Wow.
Very nice.
And
And
how
then we
many
started,
members?
I'm sorry,
Okay.
and then we started a team, Charlie started a team called the Nightingale Brigade.
Yeah.
And their focus is really kind of the care and feeding of each other. So it's great if we can make recordings and participate in videos, but what if someone's struggling financially or is
Yeah,
lonely, going through depression? How do we help each other in that way?
right.
Or they need to ride to the doctor, or they need somebody to just sit with them while their partner's having some surgery, or
Right.
so all of those kinds of things, I think, speak to the heart of the organization. So the
Absolutely.
structure of the organization, Jim and the board are phenomenal with. That the musicality and the artistic part of the organization, Aaron is phenomenal with, and his team. And so I kind of look at myself as being kind of having a team to take care of the heart of the organization. So our heart keeps beating, and we keep being present to each other.
Oh, that's beautiful.
How many members are in the choir?
Thank you.
Well, originally we kind of got about 60 members that sing with the chorus regularly, but then after COVID, we probably lost about half of the members participating. Now, that's not to say they're not engaged. They are still supporting the organization in other ways, whether financially or in spirit. But a lot of people just can't participate the way that they used to. And it goes again to the thing I was talking about the thing that feeds your soul is the being in the room with the people and sharing the music together. So a lot of people, because they miss that, it's really hard for them to participate in a virtual way. But I think it's pretty amazing that we have kept as many people engaged as long as they have, doing something that is completely foreign to anything they have ever done in music ever. So right now we have a pretty solid core of about 30 to 35 guys that are still involved with rehearsing and producing music. I think foresee that we're probably going to see a growth going into the fall. We normally don't rehearse in the summer, and so we did rehearse this summer because the spring was so in flux that we stopped rehearsing for about 2 months.
Right.
And then when we finally did come back together to start rehearsing again, it kind of dragged into the summer. So we foresee that when we start the fall, that kind of feels like a beginning of our normal season, and we should see more people come back and sing with us again.
Do you think that because it is becoming normalized, that this is how we communicate, and this is how it's going to be this way for a while, that some of those folks will realize, well, if I'm going to be involved, this is how I'm going to have to be involved, and come back and figure it all out? Yeah, I would hope so.
Absolutely. There is very limited options for creating performance art together. I have heard of some groups that are experimenting with rehearsing in kind of a larger space that is, I guess, not so, close. A close place would be like a church choir room or something like that. But they're like talking like a warehouse, and they're all wearing different kinds of masks. They've actually created a singer's mask that people can wear.
Really?
And I applaud them for trying that, but I just for us, I just don't think that's feasible. I think most people have either committed themselves to kind of hibernating for a year or creating virtual music, and I think virtual music is the way that I would like to proceed, at least until December. And if things change come January with the public health, then we possibly could look to transitioning back to a different model.
There's also a bit of history. Go ahead, Charlie.
One of the things that we're doing also is, since we're virtual, geography is an issue. And so we've had members of our chorus who have moved away, who live on the East Coast and West Coast now. And so we're inviting them back to come sing with us virtually so that we can see their faces, we can be together again and sing together. And so I think that will really be a whole different way of looking at how we like chorus without borders,
Good one. Yeah. Jim, did you want to add something?
Well, just a little tangent. I think that the thing is that comes to my mind is that in a different way, our community has gone through this before. We dealt with the HIV and AIDS crisis. We've dealt with social oppression, and we've dealt with being other. And there are members of our community who know that and have been through that. And I think it fosters what we talk about and how we deal with each other. We realize that there are people who have needs. We have realized that there are people who have different experiences. But what saves us, what keeps us going, is that common goal. I used to sing with the New York City Gay Men's Chorus. And there was a time in the 80s when I think we were singing at like 7 funerals and memorials on one weekend. We've lost people. We've been separate. We've been challenged. And so I'm just thrilled that our community in so many ways is embracing whatever this new abnormal is and helping each other get through it.
I like that.
Yeah. Right, a new abnormal. Yeah, which now we've kind of answered the third question, but I'll ask it anyway in case anybody wants to add anything. What does the future look like on the other side of the situation for the New Mexico Gay Men's Chorus?
Well,
It looks wonderful. It looks wonderful. So I have a little slogan that I put on the bottom of my emails now. It says, "Count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms."
Oh.
And I think that the beauty of this is that what keeps me driven, and I think so many other members of the chorus driven, is to keep us alive until the time when we can sing together again. So that's what this time is all about. It's a bridge to keep us together so that we can be together again. So that's the way I look at it.
And we are also trying new things now that I think we probably could carry into the future. Jim had mentioned that we've been getting a lot of views on our chorus videos that we're creating, and we have an upcoming virtual cabaret that we're going to do in mid-September that will be all done virtually, done all recorded, in remotely, and we mix it all together. And we're going to attempt to create a full hours worth of music with some partners and stuff, individual songs as well as chorus songs. And that is taking a lot of learning how to do all of these things, experimenting, failing, and then learning from that failure so that we can do better each time. So, going into September, this is kind of a big deal for us to try to do an entire concert online. We did air kind of a previous concert as an event, but this is all new material produced, in quarantine, so to speak. But these skills that we are picking up from having to produce these concerts could be carried into the future, so that when we are trying to advertise our live concerts, we have now some new ways to do it. Also, we are learning how to record and be better about documenting our performances and realizing the importance of cherishing these live performances in a way, so that when if we do have to face something like this again in the future, that we have material that we can bring back, and that we have skills that we've picked up, so that we can continue to produce things for people to be able to see, to feel, to hear, and to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think the logistical end of it is that all these arts organizations are facing. We within 2 weeks canceled performances and had 0 ticket revenue. We were just like all these other groups, but we still had expenses. Our board made a decision immediately to continue to pay our staff throughout this, and we've been very grateful to do that. Our board has worked really hard to keep us financially solvent. Our budget goals for this year are to invest and spend the money that it takes to put these virtual pieces together. It's not just because we're not meeting doesn't mean it doesn't cost to pay the musicians and pay the rights for the composers and the technicians that do this. So we're still actively seeking fundraising and donors, but our chorus has a goal of going into the end of this season financially where we are this season. So we're not just digging in. And we're keeping our sponsors. We're looking for donors and fundraising, and
Mhm.
anxious to keep the support going as much as we can because it keeps us alive.
Right, right.
Awesome. A great attitude, and it's good for you in embracing the technology. I mean, it's not tough. It's tough to do that. It's not an easy thing to switch like that, but fantastic that you're making the effort and having these successes, and we're with you in that. We've had more people to some of our events virtually than we've had in person. And for somebody who is loath to leave home, I'm very happy to go to virtual events. I like it a lot. So it's fantastic. Go ahead.
I was going to say the other wonderful part about virtual is that I'm originally from the East Coast, so my siblings and all live on the East Coast, and so virtually they're able to see us perform. They're able to hear me sing. They're not able to come to Albuquerque for a concert, so many friends and family back east have been able to enjoy the chorus in a way that they were never able to enjoy them before.
And maybe that's one of those technologies that you'll carry into the future, is that you'll have the live performances, but maybe a virtual aspect of it too, to keep those folks coming and seeing and supporting and maybe donating and all of that. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's really great.
So how would folks reach out to you if they wanted to become involved or donate or become a sponsor or anything like that? How do they reach out to you guys?
Well, all of our information is on our website, nmgmc.org. And we have information about our events. We have information about our sponsors and our donors, and information about auditions. We're continuing on. We have auditions coming up, and new folks want to be a part of our group of singers. We're happy to have them. We have a great social media presence on Facebook and on Instagram, and I think people stay in touch with us that way. And happy to have them as part of our family.
Wonderful. Great.
Yeah.
Well,
I look forward to the.
Great.
Go ahead, Eric.
No, I was just saying thank you. I was gushing.
Yeah. Oh, we look forward to the cabaret in September. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for all the information, for being a guest on our podcast today. We really appreciate your time and sharing everything with us.
It was great.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and look forward to hearing more, literally.
Have a great day.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Bye-bye.